Islam came in 635 AD. The Gospel of John was written around 100 AD. So 535 years came after the Gospel of John. John is an eyewitness, my dear Muhammad. John is an eyewitness. He lived with Jesus. He walked with Jesus. He saw Jesus' wonders and miracles, and he documented it fresh. So you're telling me that now I need to believe in someone coming 6 centuries or 7 centuries after the Holy Bible was documented.
Just look at the confidence which he says this in, as if the author of the Gospel of John identifies himself in the Gospel. No, he does not identify himself. Is it John the disciple, the son of Zebedee? Is it John the elder? Is it John the presbyter? We don't know. The closest we can ever get to any identification, is John 21 verse 25, where he says that this is the disciple which testified to these things and recorded these things. And we know that his testimony is true. So who are the we, and who is the other disciple who wrote these things and testified to these things? So this verse even creates more confusion than it solves, and it does not identify anybody who eventually penned this thing down. We don't know. And in fact, New Testament scholarship is even in doubt about the beloved disciple tradition. Why? Because the Gospel of John, which is the last gospel to be written, is the only gospel that gives a clear-cut male witness to the crucifixion. However, according to the synoptic gospel, that is the Gospel of Matthew, Mark, and Luke, all of the male disciples of Jesus Christ forsook him and fled. Mark 14 verse 50. And the only other people who followed him to the crucifixion site were women, including Mary Magdalene. However, they were watching from afar. Mark 15 verse 40. But the whole narration is different in John. According to John, these women, including Mary Magdalene, were so close to the cross, along with the disciple whom Jesus loved, that Jesus Christ had a decent conversation with them. So which one is true, and which one is New Testament scholarship going to pick? Or obviously they are going to pick that of the synoptics. Why? Because it has multiple attestation. It is attested by Mark, Matthew, and Luke, and also it is this version that is closer to reality, as no soldier is going to allow civilians close to the execution site. And moreover, there is much more to this material than just witnesses, because we are talking about a material that talks about revelation. And when there's revelation, God could reveal the truth of a particular event so many years later. For example, in the book of Mark chapter 2, we are told that Jesus Christ had a conversation with the Pharisees, and the Pharisees accused Jesus Christ of plugging grains during the Sabbath. And then Jesus Christ referenced what happened during the time of David and Abiathar, who was the high priest at the time. The problem with this narration is that when we go back to the book of 1 Samuel chapter 21, where this is referenced, we see that the high priest at the time was not Abiathar, but was Ahimelech. So who is lying? Is it Jesus Christ, or is it the author of 1 Samuel? So obviously we cannot say it is Jesus Christ that is lying, because it is possible that Jesus Christ is given, due to revelation, is given the true event of what actually happened in the past, and it's possible that it is the author of 1 Samuel who actually got it wrong. So the same way when it comes to the Quranic narrative of the crucifixion and also the gospel narrative, we could actually say that God is giving the Prophet Muhammad the true narrative of what actually happened in the past, and people in the past got it wrong, especially when they have different contradictions concerning that event that was narrated in the past.